Peace, peace, peace. You're now tuned into the Vault Trust Christian Know Nothing Control Everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live or listening to replay. We always appreciate the live listeners. We always appreciate wherever you're calling in from the world. There's so many people. We had some recent people announce themselves that they are from Amsterdam and just tune in live, and we just appreciate that. So today's episode is going to be 124th Private Family Retreat, and I'm sitting here with Cornell, the trading partner, and just wanted to come on and have a private family retreat, style conversation with you all today from the vault. A quick snippet of how things go. And so, Cornell, are you there with us? Might be muted out.
Yeah, it was muted. Yeah, I'm here.
Alrighty, alrighty. So, we just appreciate you for tuning in. You joining us today. But we definitely want to go ahead and hop straight into the episode. Unless you had any announcements, did you have anything that you had coming forward for us in the news? Right now, anything?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, in the news, from what we've seen so far is we've seen a massive push with public media of the crypto conversation, which is being pushed. And I can tell you right now, to see Facebook announce that if you go and do your research, Facebook has announced that it's potentially going to come out with its form of digital currency coin, and you guys are going to see a massive transition. Uh, Evelyn, actually, could you reach out? Could you let us know? Can you hear Cornell in the background as well? If you all are tuning in live, could you all let us know if you could hear Cornell? That'd be really great. I don't want this to be one of those conversations where you hear me and then he doesn't get recorded, and that's really bad for all of us. So I appreciate you all, but Private Family Retreat was really meant to do a pop-up episode. We know a lot of families are together today on Memorial Day. Just wanted to take advantage of that opportunity to talk to you all about what goes into a private family retreat, the style of conversation, and it's actually a good point to bring up is she actually just asked a question. Evelyn Glenn said, "When is the next time you're going to do a webinar?" But I want Cornell to talk about at a private family retreat how you're teaching your children now the trading, how you're developing that program for children in a private family retreat setting conversation. Could you talk about that? Your thought process towards it, why you're doing it, the success you've seen with it, other success with that private family retreat conversation.
What, as far as setting the class up?
Not just the class, but the education. What you're at. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe just even the conversation that you're having with the little ones, preparing their minds about the private family retreats.
I'm preparing their mind to be entrepreneurs and exposing them to stuff that's going to help them later on. So when they do make that college decision, you're going to go to college to actually learn something from an entrepreneur state, not a working state. And it's the best time for them to learn it because their mind's wide open. And trading is pretty much the strategy behind it is simple. So while they in school learning and studying, they can study and learn the same thing with the trade. It ain't but certain information you got to study over here with me. So like my little girl going through baby fields right now, learning the background of forex.
Okay. Okay, could you share her age or no?
She's 13.
Okay, she's 13. So it's very, very young. I know that might seem young, but it's very young. Have you seen individuals or families that you dealt with this information deal with it at a younger age?
Yeah, like the Asians I know kids 8, 9 years old that wake up every morning and make $200 before they go to school.
Wow. Courtney, when you said the people that you associate with in the private family retreat setting, what's the difference between them and the families that don't do private family retreats with them with their children about this information? What's those families' mindset in a private family retreat when it comes to talking about trading? What are they talking about?
Building family legacy. Even though their kids might not want to learn it, they're going to teach it to them. So and probably later on in life, they're going to understand what's going on. when they get in the working world, it'll come back around really full aspect.
Right. So that's very important. Um,
But they always about building onto the family. That's something they can pass from generation to generation. That's how wealth is passed.
all right. And do you think that when you have these private family retreats, it's good to get away and actually go somewhere else other than staying local at home, having a meeting at your local family office?
When you doing what now?
When you're having a private family retreat, do you think it's good to stay local or travel?
Travel. You stay local. Really both. But
Right,
travel so they can see different things, expose to the different. You got to expose the family to different aspects of life. Like I might provide a good life for my kids, but I'm gonna show them the other side so they can be able to maneuver. Because if you see it from one perspective, then you don't gonna have one mindset.
right. I mean, I'm gonna definitely dive into this conversation with the style of conversations that we have traditionally in our private family retreats. Definitely gonna be focused on your perfect calendar, finding out what do you want to do every day with your life. Yeah, you hear so many people, Cornell, that say, I'll give myself for example. When I was coming up, starting to working into the working world about 14 years old and wanting to retire at 15, and just saying like I don't want to do this anymore. Once again, the trading can provide that lifestyle for a 14-year-old child. Would you agree, Cornell?
Yeah,
And
and it's really to let people see that
oh, go ahead,
people
bro.
that say they trying to change their lives. I hear it all the time. I don't pressure nobody to trade. Like I say, even with the webinar, like I said, it's gonna be a minute before I do another webinar. I don't tell y'all that because I'm not doing it for the money. But I when you hear me talk about the kids program, it's to show the adults that say they want to change their lives about getting your mindset and focus. That if you telling me if my 13-year-old can pick this out on a chart, you mean to tell me you can't do it, you ain't focused. Your mind probably on something else. More than likely, most people probably is chasing the money. So if you ever take one of my webinars, you'll see that we don't even talk about the money. The money is part of the conversation, but it ain't the concern. And that's how you got to go by your life. So if you going to work and you chasing money and you miserable at the end of the day, well, then you probably your health gonna probably be down. You ain't gonna probably be in the best of shape because you know what? You miserable. You might be making good money, but you miserable. So you should get to that point where you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm gonna go out. I want my kids to go through this. I'm gonna go out and establish some things. And that's the kind of different conversations you have with people I'm around. We move in a totally different direction. And it ain't to say we're gonna talk big, but our conversation is what? If you don't believe you can make a million, you don't even need to talk to Cornell because we over here finna make millions. So that's a mindset. So if you block that out your mind, you gonna always stay working because y'all look for the comfort. You gotta get out your comfort zone. That's why you change your environment and travel different areas. You start meeting different people. You start seeing different aspects. Now you starting to see that okay, stop being a follower and go out and do something because the system is set up for you to follow and stay in a boat. And the economy finna get real bad, and that's something people really got to pay attention to right now.
I and
'Cause
even to talk about that conversation, I was talking to someone the other day, and you hear this is two types of mentalities. It's people that know when a recession comes that they think they're going to do bad with a lot of other people, and then there's people that say when a recession comes, I like when a recession comes, and that
I'm gonna make
actually
more
make more
money.
money. That there's only two mindsets. And to hear the consensus of, when it comes, they're going to be washed away with the tidal wave too, is very interesting to see, because the marketplace demands that you have a mentality that you can have a private family retreat and win in any market, because you're diverse as a family. You're not going to stay in a market that's faltering or failing. Now, the stock market is not failing. You all know Amazon. You all know Apple. You all know the stock market is at all-time highs. So the stock market is not flailing. And even when it goes down, like he said, there are people that are making money in the down markets, just like the up markets. Now, that's not just with trading. We hear this from real estate. We hear this from insurance. We hear this from many different environments, ladies and gentlemen. Banking. We hear this from many different environments. So when we talk about growth opportunities, there's many. And this conversation is geared to who are you surrounding yourself around, getting outside of your comfort zone. We've talked about this many times, but at the private family retreat, we don't just do things locally. We have to travel. We have to put our family in different environments to be able to show that there's more going on and where we're at. That's getting out your comfort zone.
Yeah,
And I didn't need to, I didn't, you just got to make these things simple. And so, not just getting out of your comfort zone, being knowing that you are, I mean, the people that we deal with, particularly at the vault, and we're talking about the type of individuals that want to deal with the trading or whatever they're looking to deal with through the vault. You are in a different category. Private family retreats are for private families. And how do you maintain that privacy? It's by understanding and knowing what we share at the vault. It's about privacy, making sure that you have non-disclosures in place, things of those nature. Just not to go into any of that conversation today, but really focusing on, okay, we're a private family first, then we go out and we make our impact. And so that means having a plan, calling a play. And by having, whether it's a trust contract or something that, or foundation no contract. I mean, when Warren Buffett says he's not going to pass it along to his kids, he's going to give it to charity, and his children are trustees over the charities that are receiving the money, they're still administering some form of the family wealth. So private family retreats to us mean a lot. Successive planning, it fills in that gap of missed capital or equity that is lost in between working periods, quote unquote, or asset appreciation periods. Private family retreat allows inventory of family assets. It's something where, if anything, we should always try to probably even start people out with the private family aspect, because when you think about it, Cornell, if you come from the private family foundation perspective from the beginning, you actually are focused immediately on family planning from more the charitable perspective immediately, and then going into a period of, okay, now everything can't be held in charity. Some things are going to be quote unquote profitable businesses, and so in turn those are in the proper position as well, but they're family businesses nonetheless. Even coming from a branch of the family business, the family business, it's interesting because a lot of times, you know the business entities are almost the last tentacle in asset holding. Traditionally they're just holding asset separation, but asset holding from that perspective. So it's just really interesting to see how families are really structured, or how they look when you look behind closed doors at how they look. But it's very, very important to talk about that. And as you can see, these are the style of conversations that you traditionally have, or a lot of families have when it comes to private family retreats. They're talking about, once again, assets that are on the books. What assets are on the books? Now, these are basic things that can be discussed in a very small setting. And, some people say, well, what if I don't have, an entity in place? Then, still creating some form of a family journal is very, very important. Family journals can lead to family business. Uh, you know, it does take someone with guts to start the family business, but uh, the family business is always there for you all to capitalize on and work on. So, um, like I say, this episode is really geared towards the conversations, the who are you around. Uh, even when it comes to is your family around the right families, encouraged to be around families such as Cornell's, being able to come to trust workshops or, excuse me, trustee training workshops and things of that nature. You always want to be able to come to trustee training where you can, connect with other trustees and be able to shake their hand and be able to, move forward in a lifestyle. We go to private events all the time where you're in a room with trustees that are holding different assets in different capacities. They could be holding assets in a public perspective. They could be holding them in a private perspective. But sometimes it takes that family member to branch off and say, "Hey, I'm gonna go out and stretch myself for the family." When you all look at the Rothschilds, the original Rothschild sent off his five sons to different parts of Europe at that time. France, Italy, and Germany, and they went quite a few places to actually in Spain. They went to different countries to learn and create a bank in those countries, and it's just amazing to see the family philosophy there and how you can implement the same exact thing. A lot of people would shun maybe possibly against people sending off their children or maybe, someone forcing their children to move forward in that capacity. But Cornell, let's just go there. Of course, you're not going to waste your time with, your daughter learning the trading, but is it mandatory for her to learn it? You're muted out. He might be in the middle or something. Uh-oh.
Oh, nah, it's not mandatory.
It's not mandatory. Okay. Could you
But
go
you
ahead?
already know it's a way you can teach your kids without making it mandatory. We done been to a conference. It, you not, well, I'm not gonna force it on my kids, but they gonna learn it. So guess what? We might do 30 minutes to an hour and go do something fun. Like, nah, it ain't gonna be. Hey, you sit here and look at it 8 hours a day. Nah, they 13 years old, so it really ain't no rush on it. But I'm gonna expose you to it. Then after a while, you're gonna get used to it naturally on your own.
You're right. So you all heard the perspective. It's not maybe mandatory, but it is something that is a planned event. 30 minutes, like you say, and being able to do that. Courtney, how long have you been going to like the workshops that we even connected at? How long have you been going to those workshops? Expanding your family education.
It's been a while now. It just depends on how much you invest in yourself. Me personally, I don't want to work for nobody, so I invest in myself. I do more outside than trade. Trading open the doors to a lot of things you might want to do out there. Like it's opening bigger doors for me where now it go from a small idea to big idea with bigger return. But like I said, it's all about what you put into it and how much time you invest into it. Me, I like to be around like-minded people, so I go to like-minded places. I go to places outside of the box. I don't want to do normal, so I don't go to the normal place. You got to think about that in the concept of when you say you want to change. Are you changing where you going and you around people that talking the negative, or you going over here getting exposed to something new and people talking positive that may open your eyes to certain things, and now you understand trading ain't just it's a hidden language, but you expose yourself to it. Now you see the truth. So now you see the truth behind recession. Now you see the truth behind real estate. I'm saying that to go expose yourself to all that. If you're in your job and you're just comfortable with your check, I always ask the question, how much money you got to save for that rainy day? If the people come in and close the doors on their business, you got to remember it's still their business at the end of the day. I done been through that, and I ain't going back through that ever again in my life. So I went out and found some really life trade. Trading ain't going nowhere.
True.
Businesses may go somewhere, but trading ain't going anywhere.
Right. Now that's the true fountain of youth, and it's been a fountain of youth for people that have created it since the beginning. Even in the stock market crash in 1933, trading's not going anywhere. There might be a crash, but it's still going. So it's interesting to see that. Um, Surrounding yourself. We went to the 1% conference this year, and one of the things that we really saw was the team building aspect. I think that was one of the probably highlights for me in the
Yeah,
1% conference was the team building. Could you talk about that? Because I think, this is where we separate ourselves once again as the men that we are and
it
the
open.
people, the team, you got to have a
Oh
team.
yeah, it open up your eyes. Like y'all probably heard of Eric Thomas. That's who you see online, big motivation speaker, black guy, T-shirt, Jordan, Fortune 500 company. But he's basically showing you that hey, in his conference, how he got his team built. Like he ain't out here just saying he doing everything on his own. That's what most people problem is. You make it, but you don't want to build a team and everybody eat. You want to be over by yourself, thinking you got it going on. It is own company. He'll tell you, I'm not even the brains behind my operation. What he said, he the flight attendant. He ain't even the pilot. The pilot's a totally different guy that got him started and monetized him on what he was doing. And then he got other people around him, so they showing you how, okay, I'm gonna stay in my place, but get what? We all can work together and make some money together. Everybody got their strong points, is what they basically was pointing out. They showing you how to build a team. Like I said, that was a different environment. Guess what? This man is best friends with billionaires, and he's just an ordinary guy. So when I say different environment, guess what? I'm inspired by a guy that can walk up in a Fortune 500 company and can train not only the employees but the executives without wearing a suit. And then boom, I go to your conference. You show me how y'all operate. We already over here talking about like, oh man, you know what? You start taking these strict like the folks that's running real business, they doing strength tests and all that. Like they really into their business. They let you know where your focus got to be. Like, okay, we over here running business. Bam, you know what? We need to bring this over here to our system. Let's see what everybody strong points is and their weak points is, so we won't put them in an awkward position. That's the type of stuff you learn by opening up your environment. Now, if you over here at the same stuff over and over again, and you just got people selling, because most of y'all, gonna be honest, most of y'all gonna go to a networking event, because somebody's gonna invite you, they're gonna try to sell you on something, and y'all going to those type of events.
Oh
Them
boy.
ain't the type of events you want to be at to learn some of the stuff
Oh
that I'm
boy.
learning.
Where are
Sure
we
enough, yeah,
going?
they got a few things they done just added on, but his conference was about team build, team build. He his first priority is the people, not the money. They show you they not chasing money, but guess what? They building multi-million-dollar business. That's something I'm doing, and
And
I ain't chasing the money. It's all about, bam, we're gonna put the system in. It's gonna operate itself, so you ain't gotta go worry about the money,
right. And
and that's
that
when you're gonna be in a happy spot.
now one thing I will say about that point that you said is that there are people that are entrepreneurs that they're really good at building business, marketing, whatever you're good at, but strong suit may not be managing capital. And so that's why you see, a board of directors that has a CEO, a CMO, a CFO, people that are in different positions that's what they specifically do. So the accountant possibly could be the person that is the overseer of the bank accounts and allows cash to be set aside for whatever specific purpose, and the accountant manages that, whereas you are able to go out and be the face of the company or the manager of the company or whatever it is, in your particular capacity. And that's where board building is so important. When you get into that type of thought process, specifically in a private for sure, but definitely in a business environment, traditionally in uh, a business capacity. Maybe a lot of people aren't elaborated with that, but very, very important. And just very, very important, when you know that you're not strong at something, but you want to still grow the business, but you're at a point where if you keep managing something, it might not go well. So you're maybe down the road right now. Maybe you are an entrepreneur and you feel like you're managing everything. You're a sole prop. You're managing the whole business. It might even be a brick and mortar business. Where it's a brick and mortar business and you have to still manage everything. Nail salon, hair place, uh, any type of traditional business that has a brick and mortar around it, meaning that it has a business or rental and things of that nature. Let's just say you have that situation, you might have to delegate out. Someone asked a question at this event I went to recently, and they said, if you could do something, what would you do more of or faster, or what would be make the actually what would make the greatest impact on your business right now? And I said it was delegating out faster because some of the best people that I deal with, they got four assistants. That's crazy. But for somebody that's not able to touch certain things, but they're still able to get a lot done and still manage multiple businesses, that means that they're leveraging now. They're leveraging other people's talents, other people's abilities, and that's a critical aspect of quote unquote wealth building. And it does put you in a true leverage state. One of the things I think, if you have any fear, I think the biggest fear is knowing that if you lose the ability to produce income, your family's lifestyle will be affected. And I'm talking about it'll go down because you literally were the reason why the family was living the lifestyle, where it was you and it wasn't about a business. See, there's a difference between business and personal. So we've always distinguished that in the private, is that there's difference between business and personal. There's difference between business and family, and then family business. But particularly as far as business goes, that's not who you are. When we talk about entertainers, when we talk about different styles of whether it's a physical product or a service, let the service be the service. So when we talk to entrepreneurs about uh, them not owning a business, how can you own something that you didn't create? Who created the business? That's going to be a question. And so it's very important to talk about these things. Is how are you able to get that knowledge? How are you able to get a business knowledge or a financial knowledge when you weren't given that in school? Who do you go associate with? Everybody came from that school. So then who do I go to? And that's where we talk about individuals like Eric Thomas. He actually does have his PhD, which is good. I don't know what it is in, so people wanted to hear the letters. So you hear the letters, and then that means you'll go do the research. But for me, Eric Thomas has been an inspiration. I mean, since like we could almost say '08, '09, '010. It was just it was just he was somebody that inspired me to really just keep digging and keep digging. A lot of times, we have people contact the vote and say, I'm not around a bunch of entrepreneurs. I'm not around a bunch of legitimate entrepreneurs. I'm not around a bunch of people that are focused on building wealth and managing wealth. And that, with from the bottom of my heart to the top of my heart, we always say you got to get in those different environments. So that might mean you might have to travel. You have to stretch yourself in that respect. So it's very important to put yourself in a position where you're able to surround yourself with different people. Um, and that's something that, when I was able to meet Cornell, that was a pleasure because we were able to exchange, and it was a very short-lived exchange, but then we were able to follow back up, and it's been a pleasure since then. And one of the things we talk about, we're going to talk private family retreat status. We always talk about the relationships. And of course, in the respect of business, a lot of people, they're not into the relationship aspect. It's the dollar sign. And I know Cornell talks about that a lot with the network marketing stuff. I didn't really think of it as much as he said it, but he always used to talk to me about it that way, and then I just finally was like, you know what? I really see how, if it's truly about helping somebody, once again, how does he have the ability to charge It's going to be more than a six-figure check at one point, but a six-figure check for 2 days to train someone that went to Harvard and Yale and Stanford, and then to say, hey, you know what, for 300 bucks, you know, if you really want to learn a short for 300 bucks, and this is borderline copyright material that Cornell is given in production in that respect, so to not be able to see that, it's just like, interesting to say the least. And I even asked him earlier today, maybe you can elaborate on this one, Cornell, because I don't think people take this in proper perspective. When you told me that you studied for 8 months before you ever took a live trade, how long are you all willing to study something before you get a result? How long are you willing to dig into something before you get a check? Cornell, what could you talk about that? And I understand that you said that you have more tools now. Of course, the learning curve is here faster. But what would you say to someone that says, "All right, you know what? I'm actually gonna match your work ethic. I'm gonna study just for 8 months. I'm gonna put in just that much study time, and then I'll go ahead and start up, even if it's a like you say a small account." But what would you say to that?
That should be better than me. If you gonna take 8 months, like right now, like I told you earlier, you got all the tools in front of you. I didn't have all the tools in front of me. It was a mindset thing. At the end of the day, it's a mindset thing. Even at the cover, they touched on that. What he said, everybody want to contact them, wants to say, hey, I'm a motivational speaker because you did this, do that. But as you put in the work, what's your background? What have you laid out? So it all comes down to mindset. It shouldn't take you 8 months. It took me 8 months because I can tell you, I didn't have all the information. But guess what? I would have never got all the information if I had stopped. Because to be honest, everything I learned came from different areas, from me moving around, being in different areas, in different places. Guess what? I acquired the information that I needed to, which requires me investing in myself. And that's another problem we got. Like I was telling, matter of fact, I told you about the Uber guy. I had him walking. Guess what? Every time one of his big motivators brought him out of the depression, I hit him up. See, they talked about this at the conference about self worth. Check your phone and see how many important numbers you got in your phone where you can call somebody. I have Eric Thomas number in my phone personally. Do I call him every day? No. I got lottery pick numbers in my phone personally. Do I call them? No, because like I said, as you get to moving around, you'll see that even though people don't talk all the time, they still move the same way. But it's all come off self worth, not going and asking somebody or trying to ride for free. You got to put in work. So they talked about that too. So matter of fact, one of the people on his team was a guy that was showing. I'm gonna tell you how this works and why we saying about moving around. And we both taking the real estate class in July with the guy. This guy was a police officer. But guess what? He stays in the 18,000 square foot house and he was going to work every single day, running a multi-million-dollar company. Guess what? He just showing up at the conferences. People pay attention to how you move. I want to stress that too. When you think people not watching you and your actions, you being watched. That might be that opportunity you're looking for that you're gonna wind up missing by the way you moving around in these environments also. So don't go for a pity thing. Go and show where they might need you. But get what? My first conversation with ET was a little bit different than anybody else's conversation. Guess what? We was talking about me teaching this kid how to trade. But he brought up a valid point. I'm not gonna force it on. Like I told him, I don't force it on my kids. That's how that conversation came. It wasn't me, ET, can I get on you, yada yada. No, it wasn't that like that. So guess what? I got that man personal number. And when I hit him up for that Uber driver, he responded right back, made him a message, because he's about the people. At the end of the day, he making money, but he's still doing what he loves. And that's the level you should be getting at. Doing what you love able to give back. We ain't out here chasing no money. I ain't chasing no money. I know how to trade. The $300, that don't mean nothing, but guess what? I learned from my mentor, you don't get nobody nothing for free because they ain't gonna take you serious. But if you, like you said, if you're not paying attention to what I'm saying, I have got paid six figures for this class that I'm teaching. Why am I, y'all heard me say this before, why am I gonna go back and forth with you about you spending $300? And I have people that message me, I don't even respond to nonsense because you act like I gotta sell you on $300. I don't need you. I'm just sharing because I want to give back. And that's what my kid program coming at. Because what I look at somebody like Eric Thomas, he was homeless. I look at my background, I don't come from money. Now I'm at a point, I'm doing what I like, I'm able to give back. But guess what? It's only so long I'm giving an adult when I can go over and help these kids and develop these kids the right way. Because it's gonna be more than just the trade. Because guess what? I know big time business people. And what's so sad, we talked about it the other day. What's so sad, some of y'all might be listening, y'all don't even know. Y'all people say they into the culture, but people can't even tell you who Eric Thomas is sometimes. Like Robert Smith been around, but people probably just found out about him at Morehouse graduation. That's a black billionaire, y'all. So that means you're not following the right people if you don't know who these guys are. They humble guys. They ain't out here on Instagram and that's what I'm saying. You following the wrong people. Like when I be talking about the trade, you all I ever see traders do, the one that say they making money, they show you they in the club, they stay posing. Ain't no real trader doing that. I done met Wall Street guys, $160 million bonuses. Like they ain't studying on Instagram and studying on. You got to start following the right people, and that's why you should be doing it. If you ain't got none, that should make you want to work harder. Them facts. It made me want to work harder. So I can sit there for 8 months and study. If somebody sit here and tell me and show me, you learn this, you ain't got to worry about money no more. Say no more to me. I'm gonna put the work in, and that's what I did, and that's why I'm at the level I'm at. Nobody forces on me. But it is some people that took the webinar that's being very successful now. And I guess it be over people's heads sometimes when you talk about trade. The numbers real. Like Christian, no, I got a guy I used to work with. He make well over $1,000 every day. He didn't call me every day. I gave him the tools. He got a question. He called me. Boom. Now he at that level. Now I just gave him some more information. Boom. He learning even more. Like, oh man, I'm already making this. I know what I can make with this. Guess what? We stay in a learning mode. Can't be comfortable. I ain't comfortable here. I never be comfortable. I'm gonna be good, but I ain't gonna be comfortable. And that's what it is. I got the comfort zone. Move around a little bit. Go spend your money on something worth spending some money on. Now, how many people on here can tell me they know who Robert Smith was, or even Aaron Thomas, before we start talking about it? They let me know you're looking at the wrong thing. How you don't not know it's a black billionaire out there? That should be motivation right there. And guess what? Go look at his story. You'll see he put in work to get the way he at. And he moved around different circles. Cause right or wrong, he moved around different circles and started his own thing. Now he a billionaire. Now he can go pay for the whole class of Morehouse. I plan on being at that point at one day. They're the people I follow. So guess what? I'm not there. I'm gonna keep on pushing till I'm there. And that's motivation. And that's where your conversation change. You still there, you went out. Krista must have went out, yeah.
Are you there? Oh, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
I accidentally pushed his button, but I actually just didn't say much until you came back. I was literally saying that he's not even the largest black contributor this year with Dr.
Nope.
Dre and Jimmy Iovine with the $70 million donation to University of Southern Cal. So, it may not have been to a HBCU called Morehouse, but it was still a substantial amount of capital, actually double, oh yeah, pretty much double the amount that Robert did by himself, which is still incredible. Praise to Robert. We always are going to give, props where, props are due. And, obviously he does need our props because he's getting a check and that's all that matters. So, always appreciative of still the noble gesture of, some people having a free education at a post-secondary level. So that's always incredible. And like you say, it's just surrounding yourself by those different people, and things of that nature. When did
You
you
gotta
first?
take advantage of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people still, even though you pay their tuition, a lot of them still ain't gonna go take advantage of it and be like, they ain't gonna see how blessed they was for they to even have it. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna disappoint this guy. I'm finna go out and go 200%. A lot of them mentality ain't gonna even be like that. That's the sad thing about it, and we got to get that out the culture. Like everybody out else outworking us. So with the Indian people, they take care of the Indian people. Asians take care of the Asian people. Like they into their culture. Like we got to break that culture. Like people don't want to get money together. Everybody want to be the Instagram junkie now. I'm doing it on my own. I'm balling. Like I get tired of seeing it. But then people ask me how I know so many different people, and they treat me a different way. It's because of the way I carry myself. I don't gotta ask them people for nothing. I can be somewhere that what the celebrity might come up to me. Cause like I said, hey, I like what you're doing, but I ain't just sitting here on your job. Oh, Christian, can I, yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, I ain't gonna be none of that. It's all about self worth. If you ain't make yourself worthy of a conversation, how you gonna get them to do something for you?
That's the reaching for the stars moment right there. I always say come to the table with something,
You got to
and
come to the table with something.
that's just the bottom line. I don't know how you can come to the table and not have anything. So, very important to
And basically,
always
the
have
point I was
something.
making, like with the guy we going to real estate, but he just y'all don't understand people. He just showed up at the conference. They paid attention to how he was moving around. Guess what? They went from buying one ticket to 10 tickets, and these are expensive tickets. To he's showing up at every event. He wasn't doing it on purpose to get on their team. He followed this man like that. He was already making bread. But guess what? Self worth. Hold on, bro. I done talked, like he said, E.T. Party even said at the conference. Man, I done seen the guy talk to him. I know he a police officer. We in Jamaica. This man done bought 10 tickets for this event. Them expensive tickets. So people pay attention to that. And they finally sat down and asked him what he doing. Get what? He one of the biggest real estate guys in Chicago. The man said he stayed in an 18,000 square foot house and was still going to work every single day. That's crazy. So get what? He just showed self worth. Boom, they add him on to their team. So get what? He just brought another element to their team because ET starting to get to the point, like he said, it was all about him. He went out, he built the brand, but now guess what? You got to keep people under the brand. So now you got to branch out. Guess what? You need this real estate guy. They don't get what you might need the trust guy. You might need the trader. Somebody, everybody bringing something to the table. Boom, it all
Okay.
come together.
All right,
Everybody know how to
here.
work together as a team.
Here we
Yeah.
go. So remember we had this one guy that we knew, and he said he didn't know what he brought to the table. He said he doesn't know where he fits in. A smart guy though. Like what's so crazy is the guy he probably was smarter than us. Stupid genius. But there is no such thing as a stupid genius. You're either a genius or you're stupid. And a genius exercises those moments hopefully more often than not. So I don't. Everybody wants to say they have a high IQ. Let's have a good financial IQ. There's a lot of people that are educated and broke, And they're not
Yep.
educated in finance. They're just educated. They got a PhD with $100,000 in debt because it's normal. And then we see people that, will go across the board in America that will be partially illiterate and have very established businesses and are not in that position of having tons of debt, which does not show a high level of financial IQ if it's not good debt. So, what if someone says, Cornell, to you, just your word of, wisdom? Someone says to you, man, I don't know where I fit in. I don't know, like, if I have a special skill in me, I don't know where is it at, in me. They don't know where it's at in them. I don't know how they can say this, but people do say this. They say, I don't know where it's at. I don't know where I fit in onto your team if I wanted to be on your team. I appreciate you, but I don't know where I fit in on your team. I don't know where I fit on any team. I'm just kind of going through life. Uh-oh, you muted out? Oh.
Nah, I'm here.
Yeah, what would you say to that?
They just want to sit down and take some time and figure out what they want in life. Like you got to be motivated. I can give you something to try to motivate you. Like I can let you go certain places with me and get exposed to certain things, but that should motivate you to where now you start seeing your purpose. But if that's the only answer you got, and you ain't got no reason behind that answer, then you probably ain't gonna move forward anyway. Yeah, after I see that, like I said, I pull back. But if you showing the effort, I took people with me, like even with the trade, I just shared the information with people just to share it because I truly knew, okay, they were gonna go study, but they ain't really got it like that. And ET even talk about that. I remember as a kid stood up at the conference, and what he said, "Dang man, you should just reached out to me. I would have gave you 15 minutes during the break, so I really wanted to talk to you like this." Because you got people doing stuff that ain't about the money no more. That's the most important thing. You should want to get your family to a point where it ain't about the money no more.
Right. It's the purpose. Just to let you all
Even with
know.
simple stuff, it ain't even got to be a business. Like I said, like we talk to people that have money that's sitting in an account. It's the simple stuff by getting the knowledge. Man, go take that money and put it in this insurance policy that the rich people use. That's a simple task that you can set your kids up on, whether you created a business or not. If you're a good saver, you can't save your way to life. You still gonna have to put it in an investment. Nobody here is gonna tell me they're gonna save their way to retirement and have enough money to be well off without investing their money. So that's how your mind got to flip. Yeah, it's cool. I used to get I used to get on my girl all the time. Guess what? You got people that just like her that save six figures in saving, but that money is sitting there. What is it doing? So think about it. It's if it go back to the job situation. If something come up, what's gonna happen? You got to use that money, but you didn't grow that money. So let's do the insurance. Let's go throw the money you got sitting there that you ain't doing nothing with into this policy, where we can take it right back, get it out, let it compound, do that every month. Boom. Next thing you know, the same way your money was just sitting in an account. Now we just created something that's gonna pretty much pay for itself in 3 to 5 years.
Man, if people
That you
only
can
knew.
pass to your kids. Like I said, it's about the knowledge.
Yeah.
Who you follow. I don't follow everybody online. Guess what? That's why I tell you. Even when I teach my trade, when I said y'all ain't gonna see it online, and guess what? I went beyond online. That's why I say that. That came from being around a different environment. What I learned didn't come from the internet, because the real money ain't on the internet.
That's a bold statement right there. He said, "Hey, no, the real money ain't on it." Man, y'all just
Real
don't
money
know.
ain't on the
The
internet.
real money. If
Y'all
you
just
don't know
don't
who
know.
Robert Smith was, it was for sure it wasn't on the internet. I promise you. Most people don't even know
It
that.
wasn't on the internet.
They software company is probably owned by Robert Smith, and they don't even know it.
Yep.
To be completely
And
honest.
that's bad.
Yeah.
And that's bad.
Yeah.
But that come from sitting online and looking at quick. cash ideas. Think about what, and you got this AI technology. So think about what the AI and these companies look at you. They go off your search results. Look at your search results. You go look at Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone gonna pop up on your line from now on. So now your mind, they play with your mindset, emotion. Oh shit, Christian came on here with that Grant Cardone. Every webinar he got gonna pop up. You know this, Google, Facebook, Instagram, it's gonna pop up. You go search something, boom, it's popping up. Go search the right thing might start popping up on your line.
There you go. Definitely. We could do throw out some buzzwords that people can start throwing in their search. Then give some value here, Cornell. What are some of the words that they can put into their search that will really, help them out?
Irrevocable trust. go go search that.
Yeah, that was a good one. You're funny, man. He said irrevocable. Anyways, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, come on. Yeah, yeah, that's what. What other ones, man? What other ones?
If you're in the trade, yeah, just research whatever you want to do. Not just pulling up somebody that's gonna give you some quick ideas. Research what you're gonna do, like trade. Like I tell people, go research. That's why I always tell them, go on babypips.com and learn the background of Forex. Learn what Forex is. Learn what these currency pairs is. Get you a basic knowledge. You shouldn't do nothing that you have no basic knowledge. We talked about that. I made investments last year. I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example. I made investments last year off people that had money, but no business side to them. And I just invested money. Guess what happened? We lost money. And what I said, I had never done that in my life. But guess what? I got caught up in that a little bit. This person telling me, oh, this person got this and that. I got caught up in it, got some money, boom, I just throw money in there. I won't do that no more. I got out of my element. So it ain't good to just follow Grant Cardone and all these other people. Like, man, that's just me. I don't learn nothing from them guys. That that's just the fact. Anybody with a quick fad or you sound like you selling me something, I ain't even really, to be honest, my attention span ain't gonna even pick up on. You gotta show me something that I don't know nothing about. Cause guess what? I don't went on my own research. So guess what? I might not be that suited up guy or that PhD person, but I'm gonna know what I'm talking about when I get in that room. So you say anything about trade, like I done made real traders stop and want to have a conversation with me. Just like them Ivy League guys. They stopped and went on like, dang, I just paid 200 some $1,000 for this education. I ain't never seen this. Guess what? Because I educate myself. So you gotta educate yourself.
Do you think?
Keywords, go
Yeah.
in and research what you want to get into. Not a quick, oh, I'm make $100,000 real estate. No, go research what real estate is. Go research some terms on real estate.
Yeah, A
People
per
giving you
V,
good knowledge.
LTV, stuff of that nature. Yeah, just
Yeah.
having a basic financial. You guys
When
can.
you don't
Yeah.
recognize something, Google it. Don't go buy it. Go Google what they talking about. Okay, like I said, LTV. What's LTV? I'm
Mm,
gonna go Google it.
yeah. Yeah. They got a bunch of them. AFV. They got
Oh yeah.
ARV. They got a bunch of them, ladies and gentlemen. When you get into them, arbitration. There's just
That's just
different
like your
words. Yeah.
car. What we talk about with your car. Like nowadays,
Yeah.
hey, that's why I start working certain things that I do on my car. If it's some simple test, I do it myself. Yeah, I got money, but certain things, guess what? You might take it to the shop for something simple, and it might come back with four problems.
Hmm.
Certain things, like I said, you can go search yourself,
I was actually
do it yourself.
thinking about that the other day. Was a high level of self sufficiency. And
Hmm.
I think that nowadays that self-sufficiency is kind of left because it's so easy to delegate out as well. You can delegate out so many different things. um, nowadays. You don't have to remember cell phone numbers. You don't have to remember people's email. You don't have to remember directions. You don't have to,
And the
carry a,
one
you know.
thing Facebook and Instagram did that messed everybody up, it made people lazy because all they want nowadays is attention.
Mm,
So well, everybody wants to be an internet star. They want to get the check from Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, but just like I know, it's still a business behind that because guess what? A lack of knowledge, you still ain't gonna hit the algorithms that they want you to hit.
right. Yeah, they have agents for
So
that,
guess
like.
what? You got to know how to move because guess what? It's people you got to talk behind the scenes in order to keep that money.
Yeah,
And people like, oh, I ain't never know that. Yeah. So guess what? You want to know why a thousand people ain't following you no more? They just switch the algorithm up on you. They might be looking at your content. If they have your content too wild, we're not finna pay you a check. Let's change. It's a lot of things. It's always a business behind everything. Don't follow the fad.
yeah. Like I say, self sufficiency is the thing. We did our best in this episode to kind of cover just some of the different thought processes and conversations we've had recently. I know, I always do my best to bring them on, uh, and just have conversations about the things that we talk about, frequently. But the moves that we're making as well, to kind of elaborate maybe on the mindset behind them. Even when we talk about creating a private family legacy, you still want to have those minutes, those opportunities to be recorded or written down, what you want to have done for a period of time, and actually going out and working that plan and executing that. And that's something that's really, really important. So, if you all want to type some questions into the chat, feel free. We're not going to be on here too much longer, but we definitely appreciate you all for tuning in live, or, listening to replay even this far. I always appreciate you all as well. Big shout out to you all. Cordell, did you have anything you wanted to share that you've encountered recently?
No, everything been good for me recently.
Right,
Getting better.
right. Do you think that's just your positive mindset, kind of just overwhelming you and
Yeah,
put,
I
yeah,
try to keep a positive mindset. You already know
okay,
I ain't even trying to hit negative conversation. I move on.
right,
You around me, you constantly negative, you ain't gonna be around me. Like I stay in a positive. That's one thing I didn't learn that I get a lot deal when around positive people and they got the same type of goal that I got.
right,
And I want them type of people, like I said, I don't have to have a big entourage. So if you show me that fake side, Cornell quickly move on. I hate to say it like that. That's just me because I'm like ET. I got a family to provide for. Kids, parents, getting close to retirement age, my own. Like, hey, I don't have time to play with somebody that's not trying to help me benefit their family or my family.
right,
So no, you're not gonna stroll around me. Well, I don't like unnecessary drama. Like I said, I stay in a positive environment. Everybody around me positive. We move in the same direction. We don't care who got what. We move, and we
right.
moving at a major level. Like y'all stay tuned a couple months. You gonna see the major level that we moving. Like you gonna be surprised. Like oh man, I sitting back listening to them guys 6 months ago. Look where they at,
Well,
and they did it, and they did it because they built the team.
yeah,
Didn't look for no handout. Built the team.
yeah, and I think we even talked about that last year. Just the team aspect and just continuously pushing through and pushing through, because you all may think, or people may think, hey, you're not going to run through players on your team. Sometimes, some players don't stick. It's a lot of players that won't stick
Some
because
players don't stick.
players don't stick. Could you talk about that? Like some
That's
play.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, people, you think
That,
that you are about to
that's
drag people to
okay.
success. Cordell, they really think, look,
You
Cordell,
can't.
I can't leave my
You
brother.
can't.
I can't leave my
I tell.
sister. I can't leave my cousin. I gotta pull him with me. Cornell, look, me and you, we making money together. That's cool, but I can't leave the people behind. I gotta pull them with me. Now, me and Cornell, we got some set rules. Y'all heard who we said? Children, parents, wife, and family. He didn't say cousins. Did you say brother or sister, Cornell?
Yeah, they gonna be able to cut. Like I said, I got a lot of cousins. I give everybody an opportunity with the trade. I might give you a better opportunity with the trade because you family, but if you don't reach out, I I'm so busy. I just like this. I keep moving. Ain't no hard feeling. Though. I can't make you want your own money. So if you call and tell me you're gonna change, I send it to you and don't hear back from you. Then it is what it is. Like there's no sweat off my back in there. But yeah, if you show the effort, like I said, it's all about the effort. My aunt showed the effort. My aunt wound up making 6 figures in less than 6 months at the start. That's effort. I'm gonna help you. That's anybody. Like if
Oh,
people take my class just because it's a webinar, guess what? If you put in the effort and you send me an email and you really trying to learn something, I respond. I'm not one of them type people like, oh, I done took you $300 because it wasn't about the $300.
so your aunt is one of those examples that the people that learn it from you are supposed to get it faster. If she did that in 6 months and you didn't make your first trade till eight,
My aunt moved like I move. I put it like that. She asked me about the trade. You know what? Come ride with me. Went to Atlanta. Guess what? She see, okay, he getting picked up in the sprung. Oh, these folks taking him out to eat. Oh, now they want to hear him speak. Guess what? When we get along, yes, give me what you doing. I'm finna go study. Cause like I told her, anybody can do this. I don't force it on people, but anybody can do it. Guess what she did? She went harder than me. But guess what? Like I said, it's more tools for y'all to learn way quicker than me. I didn't have these tools. So guess what? My aunt had all the tools. She studied 3, 4 times a day.
that's what
Woke
I'm
up.
saying.
Before we went to work, put time in. Lunch, put time in. Get off work, put time in. Boom. Started with $400. I said, listen, 4, 5 months, she already was hitting that 6 figures. That that's how your mindset got to be. When somebody put something in front of you and it's real money and consequences behind it, yeah, you might want to move because it's like how we talk about the trust stuff. Guess what? The trust information ain't out there everywhere.
So you got to move quick. But when they call for the
That
consultation,
that mean that mean you got to move on. This trading information is not out there. Not Cornell taking a break. It might be a couple months before I do something. We talking about doing a live event, but it's gonna be a while for the webinar because the reason I say that because guess what? People that's following me know my trading has took me to where I'm literally sitting here looking at 2, 3 more multi-million-dollar deals. I don't have time, and they already in progress. So when Cornell ain't got no webinar, hey, you missed out. Guess what? Email me. I might send you the recording, but it's gonna be a while before I do. That's why I said last webinar. So think about how many people looked at it. They seen me do these 3, 4 webinars, and you waited. You got to go on and get on it. See, now you have to wait till I come back. That might be toward the end of the year before I come back. I'm just gonna be honest.
right?
But it's the summertime. I'm traveling. Guess what? I'm going. And think about it. Think about my schedule. You know, part of my schedule. Cuba next month. Couple trips in July. Couple trips in August. Business all in between that. It might be October, November before I surface again.
He said, right,
Even December,
right,
to be honest.
yeah.
But I done did it 3, 4 times. How many times I did it?
You
Like
did three this
the
year. That
third
was
time,
enough, man.
three.
That's a lot of content, man, for what you're talking about, and you know that. So that was a lot of
And the
content.
crazy thing about it, I'm glad I did it because I taught people all last year 7 months, 7 months, but they didn't take it serious. Like I said their mindset was different. Now I'm running across different people, the webinar I see. It's some serious people in there that's trying to. And but guess what? Like I tell you, it's pretty much 100% rate of return on the one that's putting the time in. Instead, I don't know nobody that didn't put the time in for real that ain't making money or at a point to where they're gonna be making some money. That's a strong statement, but that's a true statement. I don't know nobody that put the actual time in. Cause this stuff is so straight to the point. When I explain it to you, when you gonna try it out, boom, it's there and it don't change.
Yeah.
I said it's about 100%. Now, I didn't say 100% for the one that I'm gonna look at it on Monday and pick it back up on Thursday and Friday. I'm talking about the one that made up their mind. Like I'm gonna look at this every day, run this 30 minutes. Nah, I'm gonna look at some today. I'm gonna look at this chart, see what he's talking about. See, can I recognize this today? That don't take but 30 minutes.
Right.
The next thing you know, it's clicking. Boom. Next thing you know, you're making money.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you all for tuning in live all the way through or listening to replay all the way through. We appreciate you all. Is there anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
Nah,
All
about
right.
it. We've been on here a good little while. How
Yeah,
long we
yeah.
on here today?
Yeah, about an hour. So we
About an
just,
hour.
yeah, we appreciate you all for tuning in live or listening to replay. We just wanted to have that conversation that we talk about quite a bit and just some of the highlight points. And we could always have that conversation more and more. Just the mindset because it's truly it is the
And it's
mindset.
mostly mindset. That's it. That's basically what it is. That's why you got to get around people with the right attitude and people that's willing to work.
Yeah.